All right. Okay, we got a special going on this week here at Duality Podcast. It's your boy, Mr. Social. As you see, I'm here in the studio, co-hosting this thing virtually with my co-host, and that is...
It's Mr. Business.
What's up, bro?
Man, listen, I'm over here in Tibet right now. You know what I mean? Checking out.
I'm
doing some precious mineral research.
Okay. Nah. We got season 2 coming up. That's gonna be one of the things, precious minerals.
Yes. Sitting here pre-quarantining right now. Doctor's orders for colonoscopy test. So this is what it is.
Yo, you sharing all your medical information and everything?
Man, shit, I'm a grown man, bro.
Okay, I'm just asking.
You know what I mean?
Want to bring it up. So that's good. You got to get the colonoscopy. So colonoscopy. I said stopy. But so you had to quarantine. When you got to go do it?
Tuesday morning.
All right, so you had to quarantine a couple days after you took your test.
Yeah, from Friday till Tuesday morning. Straight shoe program, 23 in one locker.
Shoe programming.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, bro. I think lockdown's in full effect.
A couple of people here in the studio, Soup said you just trying to get a day off.
Well, I got a doctor's note. I can do that right now.
I got to excuse absence. That's what's up, man. What else been going on with you this weekend?
That's it, bro. Eating, TV. That's it, man. Yeah, just looking forward to, some positive results on Tuesday and keep it pushing, man.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Hey, I want to say this. I know it's something I want to get off my chest, talk about, came up. But this is one of the things, yo, I'm proud of you, man, getting that colonoscopy. We at that age. I know me and you only a couple months apart, so I know I got to get one soon myself. But I hope this encourage a bunch of other brothers to get this procedure done. It's super duper important. A colonoscopy and a prostate exam for African American men that's close to 50 in and around 50. Whether you're over 50, whether you're right under 50, right?
Absolutely,
you need
yeah.
to go get this done. So I'm proud of you taking in charge of that, Mr. Business, getting it done.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, people don't understand. Listen, Chadwick Boseman was younger than me, bro. He left this world behind colon. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you said, as African American men, it's a big killer for us.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I mean? So, like you said, sometimes, you got to be the first one to lead the charge.
Right.
So this is where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? And, maybe this encouraged, like you said, more of our comrades, fellas and stuff to be like, listen, I'd rather do this than hopefully not have, chemo and, because late detection. You know what I mean?
Right. So do you got to travel far?
No. Right at Rawway Hospital. What's that? Robert Wood now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got to do it there. And, and plus for me, because mom was actually a colon cancer, person,
mm-hmm.
I'm really at risk. You know what I mean? Because they said once it hits your bloodline and, you really need to get it checked, So now's the time.
I feel you, man. One of the things I was saying I wanted to get off my chest that I had, said to you that I was proud of you. I know, like, we grew up since kids, but it is, certain things how we won't talk to each other, right? You kind of know it or whatever. And I kind of wanted to bring that up on our little what's on my mind for this weekend. Why is it that men seems to be, and I don't want to generalize, of course, it's not each and every man, but honestly, we got to admit we kind of taught this, even from our moms, a lot of us. Be tough, don't really show emotion, don't talk about emotion. I got a thing, I ain't going to bring up who the person is, but they not big on that at all of saying, I love you, you know what I'm saying, men to men and stuff like that, going on. What's your take on that? I don't understand. I'm really good with it. I'm really lovey-dovey with my kids, like, you know what I'm saying, hug, man, yo, what's up?
Right.
But or with, dudes I know, our bros we grew up with, yo, what's up? Bring it in, I don't mind, but I see a lot of people get uncomfortable doing that, a lot of men. What's your take on that, though?
Well, to be honest, before, let's say, moms and dad got sick, you know me well enough, I was more like standoffish, did my own thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I've never been the vocal one in that sense.
Right.
But then, when they went through what they went through, it kind of opened me up more, even from a male perspective, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, listen, love is love. It ain't nothing wrong with saying it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, bro, I was against crying until those things happened, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, anybody that really know me, I've always been guarded, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And people, what you truly feel, whether man or woman, you know what I mean? So because of that, man, I'm just, it makes you vulnerable too, You know what I mean? And then I think a lot of men have this mentality. It makes them vulnerable to say
Right.
certain things.
Right.
You know.
No. Not hitting that. Yeah, we having a little audio difficulty with you. You going out? Did you hit something? You got a short something?
No, actually, I'm sitting right in front of it.
Now you right back in. Okay, but I wanted
Okay,
to give
yeah.
you one of these. I definitely wanted to give you one of those, expressing all those things you just did. Like I said, I think it's important. I'm that guy, yeah, man. My mother was extra lovey-dovey. Hey, I love you, grabbing my cheeks, giving me kisses. I love you this, to everybody. But one of the things I'm saying is that this may be the difference in how our young, especially black men, are out there in society. I always use this as a measuring stick because at this point, I've actually been through generations of coaching kids in the community. And sometimes when you talk to them, their face look bewildered if you tell them you love them or come here, man, I'm proud of you. Like they never heard it. They don't even know how to react to it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe us black men, if we take more of an initiative to start telling these boys, hey, I love you, and letting them know, I ain't saying be emotional. There is something to be said. I think that, as men, we have to be more logical and pragmatic. Can't get caught up all in your emotions. But it is all right to show emotion. We got to get away from that.
But now, here's my question, though. But what's wrong with getting caught in them? See, that's also, a trained behavior, too. Like, you know what I mean? In a sense,
True,
you know what I mean?
True. No. What I was going to say is a man or a woman, I don't think should get caught in their feelings. And when I say it, I don't know what everybody mean, but meaning to the fact you so caught up in that whatever that emotion is that it ain't letting you be productive. You know what I'm saying? You so sad.
Right.
Now I understand people got to go through a process. I ain't saying skip that.
Right.
I'm saying, don't be caught up in an emotion where you're gonna make a rash decision and this and that.
Right.
That type of thing. But it's all right to show your emotion. That's why I said that. Like, go through it. Let it out a little. But you can't get stuck there. That's for anybody. But I know definitely we kind of train, like you said, a trained behavior of our little boys. Don't show emotion. Then we wonder how they could shoot people and don't worry about it.
Right.
We just taught them to have no emotion and be numb and don't show nothing their whole life. Then they get 16, 17, 18. We wondering why they cold-hearted.
But you know what the crazy part is? Having them don't show emotion till they get locked up. That's when his crying starts.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mama, all that.
Yeah. Now it all comes back. You know what I mean? So I get it. You know what I mean? And like you say, certain things, man, it's more about, upbringing. Like, I can easily say, like, Dad was never the one to use, like, say those words.
Right.
He would show you, but he wasn't the one that would actually say it. It wasn't until, like, his last years where he actually opened up and he started saying it. You know what I mean? So I think, everybody has a time where they decide, you know what I mean? Let me put these bricks down, because what's the person be carrying them this long?
No doubt.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of men, you got to get to a point in your life that you got to be like, why am I still carrying these bricks?
Right.
And who am I carrying them for? You know what I mean?
And the crazy. No, I was just going to say the craziest thing, though, as I look back and I'm sitting here, I'm thinking of other men that, in my life, you came in, around for one reason or another, coaches, uncles, whatever.
Right.
And it's a lot of men that do show love and emotion, and they tough as nails.
Right.
Like, that don't mean you soft because you can show emotion or you know what I mean, you being human. That don't make you soft at all. Like, you always hear that story. Some of the killers and gangsters in the streets are some of the most respectful and, you know what I'm saying, docile at times. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're wrong
it's a
now.
balance,
It's going
it's
down.
A balance. Right. It's a balance.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, some people learn the balance early. Some people learn the balance late. You know what I mean? And like you say, you say like drug dealers, they two types. Mm-hmm. They got the selfish ones that they only about that bread. You know what I mean? But then you also got the ones that was like, they good-hearted people, but that was the only route they had.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The route they, no doubt.
Right. So, even those are different people. You know what I mean?
Right.
But overall, at the end of the day, man.
Yep. End of the day, I want my men to start tapping into that. I know I do it. I aggravate certain ones in our circle, you know what I mean, that don't like it on purpose. Hey, man, I love you, bro. Yo, man, go ahead with that, man. All right.
Right.
And then when they say this disclaimer, I said I love you, Y-A, not Y-O-U. Like, what the difference is that?
Yeah.
Love you, bro. Love you, bro. And
make
sure they say yo over there.
No homo, though. You know what I mean? Like, how they put that in it. No homo. Like, wait, what?
No
like,
doubt.
Where'd that come from?
And I like I said, I'm just thinking, especially dealing with we at an age, some of our friends got grandsons or they nephews or they sons or little cousins. Let's start showing love. Give them a hug, man, and a firm handshake, too. Say, hey, you still little? I remember my uncles doing that. They'll still give you a hug. Then at a certain age, it was like, all right, man, you're a little older, you got to do a handshake like a man, still training them. But then, give me a hug, boy, and play it off, after he give you the shake like a man. So I just definitely want us to get into that a lot more of being emotional. That sounds crazy saying being emotional, but showing more emotion, you know what I mean? Especially to our younger boys. That's going to get them to relate to women and females earlier. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things, I think it could just be helpful.
But you know what? You know what it is, too? And now we almost 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
And certain things is still, like, I don't know, it's still where a lot of black boys are still being raised by only single mothers.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, they still a lot of men that's not in these kids' lives still.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's almost like it's worse now than it was before.
Well, at that point, it could be that some of them want to, some women may be overcompensating, telling their boys to be so tough, thinking because it's not a man there, you know what I'm saying?
True.
That could be a big issue. But, again, like I said, I just want us to open up with that. I want us to be able to, say, hey, bro, I love you, man, and mean it and not feel all weird and got to say pause and no homo and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, I think it's a direct line to the way our younger generation react. How we sit there and tell them all their life growing up, don't cry, don't do this, don't do that.
Right.
And then when they 17, 18, they popping off in the street and we like, oh, these kids so cold-hearted. Yeah, you told them don't show no love for the last 15 years.
True. And you know what, too, bro? A lot of the younger teenage boys, they still really don't have the opportunity to just be young boys.
Right.
Because a lot of these boys actually be the man of the house at 13. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And because of that, bro, it's almost like I call it the Michael Jackson syndrome, where they never had a chance to enjoy their youth.
Right.
So because of that, their mentality is totally different.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So, that's why youth sports is important. You know what I mean? Let them still be kids. You know what I mean? Let them do what young boys supposed to do. Some of these families, man, they raising these boys too early.
Right.
You know what I mean? They want them to be grown as young. Let them enjoy
don't even
it.
let me get into that. I got a pet peeve with that when they call him the little boy king already. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think he got to.
Like he just bypassed the whole Prince stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
how you gonna be the king?
He went from peasant to king overnight. You know what I mean? Like, how does that work? Yeah, so
y'all
I just
crazy.
want these young boys. I just like these young boys to just stay young boys. You know what I mean?
Doubt.
And enjoy
youth.
their youth, like we enjoyed ours. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I was 16
what I mean?
eating cereal and watching cartoons. I used to love being a kid, man. But,
Yeah,
you know,
so,
like
you
you
know.
said, if we teach them that and show that emotion, they have that balance, they'll be able to, you know, learn to deal with females at a younger age and kind of understand the emotional aspect of stuff. Especially, it's a lot of, you know, great black African little princesses growing up to be queens that's strong and independent. They got to know how to, you know, deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Can't be
True.
coming to them like no little mama's boy. And we got a strong one in the studio with us today too, Mr. Business.
All right, who's in it?
We're gonna talk about this young lady. She's a phenomenal talent. She sings, she rap, she act like a triple threat. You know what I mean? Straight out of Jersey. I want to bring on the Duality Podcast, Gail Campbell.
Hey.
Yeah, we got Miss Campbell here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you. What's going on?
Good. Nothing. It's good. Nice to see you.
Hey, it's good to see you. It's
Always
been a little
nice
minute,
to
right?
see your face.
We've been all in quarantine. Though we usually would see each other kind of running around, but it's been a while. My partner, Mr. Business here, he's remote location today.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, how's it going, sis? How's everything?
Everything is wonderful.
Yeah, he has some stuff to
Congratulations on
do.
the podcast.
Oh, thank you. Let's get a hand clap for that.
wonderful
Look, we usually work the effect. We ain't here today. I'm
about to
he
blow
already
the effects
know.
out
Hold
the water
on.
right now.
Let me get one.
Hell no, to the no, yeah.
Yo, that's the remix? Like,
Bro, I got special stuff up in here since you ain't here. You hear me?
this your last week. I promise you this it. This is it. It's over for you over there.
You about to have fun with the effects.
No doubt. So, Miss Campbell,
Yay.
how you doing? I just saw something that I think is totally amazing on social media. It was about your performance that's coming up, and it's a tribute to Ella Fitzgerald.
Actually, it's Sarah Vaughan.
Right, it's Sarah Vaughan, bro.
Okay, I'm saying that she on point.
But no.
You know what I mean?
But it's funny because I love Ella Fitzgerald. She was one of my influences.
How about I was just watching something on? That's why, honestly.
But this tribute is for Sarah Vaughan because we thought it would be so dope because she's a native of Newark.
Newark in the building, Brick City.
Yeah, Sarah Vaughan is a daughter of Newark.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes,
I don't think.
isn't that wonderful? She
Yes,
went to
it
Arts
is.
High.
Arts High in the building. I know some Arts High people.
Yep.
Nicole Jenkins, what's good, my people?
Yep.
Went up there to Ramapo. So when is this going to take place?
Me and our book, Black World Films, we're gonna start production in January, like the first or second week in January, and we have decided on March 27th for release because that's Sarah Vaughan's birthday.
Wow, that's dope. But I need you to back up a minute because I didn't even explain what it is. It's a performance, it's tribute, but it's a film?
It's gonna be a short film.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a short. It's not a biopic.
Right.
I think people think that it's a biopic.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that. I think that whenever you want to do something of a biopic of someone, I think their family should be involved in that.
Right.
And I think you should get an okay from their family. So I would not ever attempt to do anything like that without a family's involvement. But what this is going to be is a short film about who she is, the connection she has to the city, me preparing to go forth and do the tribute to her. So it's going to be a short
kind of
film.
behind the scenes of the leading up to the
something
performance.
kind of like that, but not in the way of not like a documentary. It's actually going to be a dramatized. It's hard for me to explain it. So
because you're always doing something so out the box.
Yeah. So
I love it though.
This is going to be a creative piece, and it is going to be a dramatization, and it's going to be acting and stuff. but it's going to be about me reflecting on who Sarah Vaughan is, what her contribution to music has been, her being a daughter of Newark like myself, and me preparing to go forth and what that means to go forth and pay tribute to her. And the dopest
what
thing
sparked
about,
your concept?
I was thinking about Sarah Vaughan and her being from Newark, and my love of jazz. I just thought that it would be so great to do a tribute to her, because I've been doing like these little tributes to my favorite singers every now and then. I've done one for Aretha Franklin. I did.
I caught that on Facebook.
Yeah, just me. Yeah, just me singing her song, and one for Tina Turner. And I was thinking about Sarah Vaughan, and because of the so many connections between her and me, just being from Newark, I just thought that we should do not just the normal tribute,
right,
but we should do a short film, and hopefully Symphony Hall will be involved in it, and yeah, it's gonna be special.
Look at it. That is a dope concept. Like I said, it's checking a lot of boxes. Them people in Newark should be behind you. The city folks.
I agree.
Everything. What y'all doing over there? Get behind this young lady in this project, man.
I agree.
It's historical.
But you guess what though? Sarah Vaughan's family has been reaching out. They think it's dope.
That's what's up.
So that right
That's
there,
important.
that was the confirmation
Yeah,
from
for
God
real.
that this was going to be what I envisioned it to be. Yeah, so that makes me so happy.
Wow.
So happy. Cousins and stuff, like, I think this is wonderful. Thank you for honoring her.
And it's going to be released on her birthday.
On her birthday.
So it can bring a lot of light to her and her connection to the city of Newark,
we need to
right?
celebrate her more.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
because, like, she is us, and she traveled all over the world. People know her and her music, and she's an icon.
She is.
So, I'm just so... the film is going to be about exploring the jitters that I feel to have to do this. I got to do it right.
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 I
got to...
You will have jitters about
listen.
doing a tribute to Sarah Vaughan.
I got to knock it out the park.
You will, though, because...
Now, let me ask you a question. How do you pick what songs of hers you're going to choose?
I'm still choosing.
Okay.
I think definitely I'm going to do Misty, but I'm still choosing the others.
Okay.
Is it just your personal favorites, or you taking a poll, or your camp? Or you just feeling the vibe, like which ones?
I'm really exploring her catalog right now, and just going through and listening to stuff I never even heard from her.
Wow.
And I'm going to listen to what songs speak to me.
Right.
And that's kind of always been my creative approach, is to find what speaks to me. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So, speaking of your creative approach, you released the album this year, right?
Last year.
We got to get our research team doing a better job. Last year. And what was the album called? I know, but I'm going to let you say it because I might mess that up too.
Bloody Waters.
I think this was one of the most creative albums, like the concept, the visuals that went along with it. I followed it. It was dope.
Thank you.
How did you come up with that? And I see you in our promo. I put musical siblings with you and Stanley Ipkiss.
Yes.
And you came. I think you guys are on to something so dope. But tell me about Bloody Waters.
Well, Bloody Waters is the child of me and my musical sibling Stanley Ipkiss.
Mm-hmm.
He was he's the producer of the whole album, and we got together. We met when I was on my husband's song. My husband is Chops the Savior. I was on his song Fire, and through him I met grumpy old man who introduced me to Stanley Ipkiss, and we started to work together. And initially, I just wanted to just be able to say I put something out. You know, that was kind of, I kept on, let me tell you something, brother. I kept on envisioning my funeral, right?
Wow.
And I heard people standing up there saying, you know, she was such a great person. She had such talent. I believe she could have really did something if she ever would have stepped out. So that thing used to haunt me. And I said, man, I can't go to my grave without getting this stuff out of me.
Right.
You know, I need to put out some music, and I can't wait no more. So my initial thought was just to, you know, 3 to 5 songs, little EP, say I did it.
Right.
You know, what I know that was inside of me that I can do. And I met Ip, and he was the perfect producer to help me bring that forward. But once we got started, I realized this thing was bigger than I thought. And I realized that it was a whole testimony this album was turning out to be. So we decided to scrap the idea of an EP and just do a whole full album. And we've been getting so much attention and love for this album. And it has really just kind of pushed me full-fledged, and I haven't looked back since.
Right.
Since we started working on this album. I know.
Is this your first studio album?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. I thought that was just the newest release. But, like, yo, you got to hear this, too, Mr. Business. Like, it's like black rock, R&B. I don't know. You can't put it in a box like.
Don't ask me.
I love that you can't, you know what I'm saying? I be trying to, like, yo, it's, I ain't come up with the word yet. It's, yeah, you know, Bloody Waters. Like,
don't ask me.
It was just good music.
Yeah, man. And I'm talking about the passion and the energy she performed with on all the stuff. It's just amazing, man. It's just really amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm glad. I want to see you do good because I don't like corny shit, right? So I ain't saying it like that, but so many times in the industry, you know, it get caught. Like you just say, your husband in the industry, when something work, they want you to be in that box. Mm-hmm. They finna make your project a little bit you, but in the mold of what's been selling or what. Mm-hmm. This don't sound like nothing else.
Yeah.
It don't look like nothing else.
Yeah.
I just saw you, one of the visuals, you was in Times Square going back and forth, or downtown North.
That was Broad and Market.
That was Broad and Market. But just performing live, like, I like that kind of energy. I like people. Now, it can't just be whack. You know, some people just try to be so different, but it's still whack. Mm-hmm. It's not. And I was saying that you are a triple threat, singing, acting, dancing, rapping. Which one did you do first? Did you start out singing, rapping? Was it the same time, kind of?
Man, back in high school, I was the Queen Unique.
Okay.
MC.
Bars.
Bars. I ain't want nobody even know I could sing because back then, you know, if you was a rapper, you just needed to be a rapper to be taken seriously.
Right.
And that singing was for secret.
For secret.
I wasn't nothing I wanted my rapper peers to know. So you know, it wasn't cool to be a singer and a rapper until Latifah and Lauryn Hill made it okay.
I was about to ask you that too. Did Lauryn Hill make you be like, I can come out now?
Yeah. when I saw that you don't have to choose. Mm-hmm. When she said you don't have to choose, then I was like, oh. But by that time, actually, by the time Lauryn Hill came out and said it was okay, I had hung up my MC moniker. And I was just really just into singing at that point.
Anyway, okay.
But I love hip hop, and you'll always kind of hear those kinds of influences in my music, whether it's the beat or whether it's some of my lyrics. And you know, I love hip hop, so I'll never ever not ever claim it as one of the talents of mine, even though I'm whack right now. I'm still an MC in my heart.
So look, Kurt, she's so close. She went ahead and married one of Jersey's finest rappers. She had to stay close to hip hop. I understand that.
Yeah.
Marry a rapper.
Yeah, they did the brown sugar syndrome. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Marry a
bro.
rapper.
So y'all newlyweds too, right?
Yeah. We married 7 months, babe.
You
Okay.
better get this answer right.
7 months.
Yeah, start off with good. That's what I'm talking about, my boy. Yo, we gotta stick together. How many months? Days? Hours? Nah. Congratulations to y'all from
Thank you.
Duality Podcast.
Thank
I know I
you.
kind of told y'all before, but congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Definitely
Now,
glad
let
to see that
me
black
ask you
love.
this about your Bloody Waters EP. Like, how many tracks
Album.
did you do?
It's 9 songs on it, and it has some little skits or little things in between that kind of tie each song to the next.
No, I mean, like, did you only do 9 songs, or did you do like 15 songs and you picked 9?
I did 9 songs, and each one of them ended up on the album.
Okay,
And-
so
and that- and you know
know how
what?
most artists, they do it little, you know.
Well, let me say this. We didn't. I know that that's how people usually work. But when Ip and I put the album together, not only did we put every song we recorded on the album, we put them in order of their recording, because that's how divine
Oh, wow.
this
Okay.
situation was. Because we didn't have it. It's a conceptual album, but that wasn't our intention.
Mm-hmm.
That never was our intention. Not from the beginning, the middle, or the end. We just was watching what it was unraveling to be. And since every time I go in the studio and we'll do the next song, it would just continue the story.
Right.
And so when we went ahead and put the album together and put it out, later on we realized that it was every song that we did, and we realized that it was in the order of its recording. And we knew, like, that's crazy. When does that ever happen?
Wow.
True.
I think, this is my personal opinion, that's a lost art of doing like those kind of conceptual albums. And I always wondered, right? I never got a chance to do an album. I used to do my little rap thing too in the 90s, whatever. I did the whole trying to get a deal mode.
Right,
we were
right,
doing
right.
showcases
Yes,
and demos and all
yes,
that.
the good old
In the
hip-hop
studio,
days.
right. Walking everywhere on the bus.
Yes.
Jumping the pad,
Yes.
not paying all
Yes.
that.
Yes. Hip-hop.
But I always used to wonder, like, and I thought we was gonna do it. I was in a group. Why do you have to do 50 songs, like he said, to pick 13? And why can't you just come out the gate like, yo, we got a plan. We're gonna do this many songs. I always wanted to record an album in order. So however it's gonna come on the on the disc, go in the studio and do it like that with the intros and the skits in between, and like record it in one day. I always personally wanted to do that. It sounded like it came together like that. I ain't saying y'all did it in one day, but it came together like, all right, this is gonna be first, and then after that, this track. Like it I think that'd be dope.
Yeah, but we don't think that much. Ip and I don't think that much about it. We focus on what's next, and
Got you.
somewhere along the line we stepped back though, and we did look at it and say, "Yo, this album is telling a story. I wonder what the rest of the story gonna be.
Wow.
I wonder how this gonna end." But we didn't know.
Right.
And we didn't try to construct it that way. And I think that that's what made it so special. And I think that's what resonates with people, and that's what they can feel on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing contrived about it. I mean, even when you were talking about, people are trying to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
we're not trying to do anything different. We're just trying to be us. We're just being us.
You different.
And it just came out to be what it is. And that's the approach that we, because of the success of Bloody Waters, it's hard not to try to put thought into this one, the new one that we're working on.
Got you.
But every time my mind starts to go there, I pull back and say, that's not what we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we do, girl. We not think about no. Because everybody was like, what you going to sing about now? Is this album going to be about you and your husband? Next chapter? The Bloody Waters Part 2?
You should have told him maybe not.
I said, y'all, like, stop messing with my mind. I don't know. The songs tell me what, the beat tell me what it want to be. We just follow that spirit, and that's it. Like,
That's crazy you just said that, the beat tell you, because we got somebody in the chat room, Flora Cruz. She said, what came first, the music or the lyrics?
Always, I go through Ape's catalog, or he introduced me to stuff that he done that he think I would like. And if it speaks to me, if I can start, what happens is I hear the beat, and then I start hearing the songs somehow. And then I just have to go and write what I heard the beat tell me it wanted to be.
Got you. So a lot of times the music inspire the song and the lyrics and everything. Just real quick, our chat room a little popping. I want to shout out Cuz Kev, what's up down in Franklin? Chris Boy, what's up, Star? Tina, Mike, happy birthday, Mike. Happy birthday, boy.
Happy birthday to Reverend Tyrese tomorrow. Happy birthday, sister.
Okay. And my boy Fridge. So there's just a couple people I wanted to make sure to shout them out. See, I heard you just talking about you got a new project you working on there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, so it ain't no name, no nothing close to that. Come on now, this is Duality Podcast. We need something exclusive.
Yeah, you got to drop something.
I don't have a name, but we did.
Approximate date?
No approximate
How many
date.
songs done already?
None of them are actually.
We gonna get something out of here.
Yeah, we'll get something.
Keep jumping it, yo. So what's the names right now?
I think it's probably like 4 of them, but they're not done. I want to sing them again. So I want to just go in and sing them again. And but it's about 4 of them that's been written and kind of pre-recorded already. 4 or 5? Is it 4? 4.
All right. That's about all we can get. It's a new
But
project
y'all heard,
coming.
Yeah, if you go on my page, you'll hear one of them, Armando Out There Diaz, who's the art photographer who usually
Out There.
Yeah, he the one who shot that video for Downtown Newark. He was in the studio with me and It when we were recording one of the songs, and it's Let My People Go. So that's a sneak peek of what's going to be on the album.
Okay. Now, right now, are you still hungry?
I don't know if I can call what I was going through hungry. I don't think I was hungry then. I think I was just I was just wanting to express myself, but I can say I'm hungry now.
Okay.
I don't think I was hungry then, but I can say I'm hungry now. Like, as you know, initially making this album was just me being able to say I expressed myself as an artist. But now, that would light a fire to me.
Yeah, you got that response.
Yeah,
you
man.
A little bit of that.
So now I want a Grammy.
Red carpets. And
yeah,
things.
man. I want a Grammy now.
That's what I wanna hear.
I want to
hungry.
tour. I want to travel the world.
Wolves out here.
Me and my husband be talking about it like, yo, we gotta get your passport situation right.
Let's go.
Who's ready
Tour,
to go?
everything.
I'm ready to go.
Like you said, the first one is always the hardest. You know what I mean?
It was easy. Because you know what? Because we was just making it for us.
Okay.
Always come out good doing that, pleasing yourself, being your number one fan and critic.
Yeah, we were just making it for us. We was just doing what we wanted to do. And we would make it.
So who you making this one for?
I'm trying to keep people out of my mind. Because I know that people want to hear this next album. I'm trying not to think about them.
Right.
Because I want it to be what me and Ip are proud of. The same approach that we did with Bloody Waters. So I'm trying, this is a whole different experience, to be honest with you, but I'm trying not to think too much about it. I just really want to have fun like we did on the first album.
Okay.
I'm trying to have fun.
So is this what you do? You're an artist?
Yes.
No other career?
No, I teach. I'm sitting on my doggone laptop from home teaching virtually every Monday through Friday. And then I do a after school program after that. So I'm like 12 hours.
Teach?
8th.
Woo.
8th grade.
Oh, wow.
That's a little rough. Them jokers about 13 and smelling
They
themselves.
great though. My students are wonderful.
That's what's up.
And the after school program, I teach introduction to sewing from 3 to 7. Yeah, I have 2 classes. And
that's still a thing?
That's fun.
Yo, I was just having a meeting in Elizabeth Recreation. We need to try.
Okay.
We might need to talk.
Yeah.
I think we need that more.
Yeah,
Home
we
economics.
do.
Yeah,
teach
you know,
these girls,
like, we
that
grew
type
up in
of
the days
stuff.
of
And
crochet
I have
all
a
that.
boy in my class.
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
and
'Cause I sure remember the little buttons and stuff I still could sew on right now. It was from home ec. Well, I learned how to thread it, and your mother taught you too.
That's what I tell my students. I learned how to use a sewing machine and sew in home ec, George Washington Carver Elementary School in Newark, and it's just a blessing to be able to teach kids that at this age. They never know. I never thought that. Me taking home ec and learning how to sew would eventually lead to me teaching it and getting paid to do it. Mm-hmm. So I tell my kids, my students, you never know what this you can end up being, Johnny Versace. You can end up being big designer. You never know.
One of the things I think that's a lesson that you teaching your students, which I think is great, that we can monetize everything now.
Yes.
Every skill you have, everything you touch, you figure out a way to monetize it.
It's some way to monetize
it. Ain't got to be all about money. That don't mean you being all about money, but you know what I'm saying? Everything, like you said.
It's a
Absolutely.
way to make some money. It's something that someone will pay for.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I tell my students, you may not end up being a designer. You may not be a sewing teacher. I said, but you'll learn how to, maybe you'll make, my brother does prom dresses. And when I tell you he rack up every prom season, he rack up. And I'm like, just having the ability to not have to take your clothes to the tailor to get them altered. You can do it yourself.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like,
make your own skinny jeans.
Right. You can make your own stuff. You got to take something in, let something out, lengthen something, make something into short. That stuff you can do yourself that people pay a lot of money to get done.
Right.
So, yeah.
True.
One of the pics I seen, I put Style Queen on it. So I wasn't off noticing, like I said, creatively, you kind of out the box, what you say. I don't think music or creatives should have a box at all anyway. But I see that bleed over into fashion. So you really into fashion and things like making your own. Do you make your own performance outfits in wardrobe?
I have. When you see me perform with those queen trains, they're called queen trains. It's my creation, given to me by God. It's the things that you wear around your waist, and it's usually an African print. And I made those for women. God told me that, he wanted his daughters to feel like queens and dress like queens. Mm-hmm. So I made those queen trains, and people loved them. So I've often performed in those, and I performed, like, at my album release party. I made that cape that I had on.
Oh, okay.
Yes, every now and then I wear something that I made.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cut down on bills, too.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Well, because you know what? As an artist, I'll get an idea in my head of what I want, And sometimes I'll go out looking for it, going to the mall, looking everywhere, trying to find this thing and realize it doesn't exist. So I have to make it.
Wow. I'm going to jump back in the chat real quick. Kevin said he loved the sound on Bloody Waters video.
Thank you, Kevin.
And the video, funk rock sound nice.
Yes, thank you.
And also another question, Ms. Cruz says, do you feel more inspired to write when you're going through something or when you're in a peaceful place in your life? Why we didn't have this question there, Mr. Business? Go ahead. That's not like a good question.
No, listen, I sent that one.
You sent that? Okay, I got you.
I sent that one.
I know I don't really feel inspired to write based on my feelings. What inspires me is when I hear music or I'm around creatives or I'm around, that's when I feel inspired to write. And whatever I'm going through, whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, that just bleeds out. Right. But I don't really walk around feeling creative to write. I really don't even get into writing mode until I hear the beat. And it has, when I hear the beat or I hear the music or I hear the musician, then I start, that starts to come out, and then I can write. But other than that, like my husband could wake up in the morning and just start writing. I don't write until it's necessary or if the music is there.
Right.
And whatever I'm feeling at the time, whether I realize it or not, sometimes these feelings are unconscious. Then they come up during when the music starts. The
music made you kind of lean towards a certain feeling or whatever, or down that road, you saying?
Well, sometimes I'm surprised at what comes out. So what I do is, before I write anything, I pray and I say, God, write the song for me. So I put the pen on the paper. I don't know what I'm going to write. I put the pen on the paper and I just start moving my hand and the song start writing.
I heard you.
Do you have like a certain genre that you migrate more to or a certain tempo you migrate more to?
No, but I do, when I sing, I do hear my influences. When I sing, you can definitely hear the people who I love, but oftentimes the people who I love are from different genres. So you can kind of hear a mixture of all of them.
I definitely do.
Yeah, so
I'm telling y'all again, she don't sound like nobody else out there, but it sound good.
Yeah. So I don't lean toward any genre because I just was raised in a different way. I was raised in like a very musically eclectic situation.
Right.
So it would kill me if I had to. I can't choose. I can't choose a genre.
I'm not going to do with the rude thing and say, how old are you, young lady? But what I'll say is, I think we're kind of from the same era. And speaking of that music scale, I know when we was growing up, so hip-hop didn't dominate the radio yet.
Nah.
So you had to listen to Madonna, Cyndi Lauper,
yes.
Tears for Fears.
I love Tears for Fears.
I listened to all of that, you know what I'm saying, coming up too. And they was influenced, like, Shout used to get played in the party.
Let it all out.
I remember DJ Cheese at this show one time cut it up so crazy. Come on. I mean, like, it went stupid.
I would have lost it.
Yeah, he really did. But,
nah,
so I
but
get
listen,
that music
but
variety
at the same time,
thing.
Bruh, listen, I can't, we came up saying hood. I came up as a little different. I came up in they was harmonizing Blue Magic Manhattan and Stylistic.
So we heard everything, absolutely.
My mother was
around the barrel, like a movie.
Yeah,
scene,
right. You know what I mean?
Fire,
and
singing,
even at the house, they was doing it. At the house.
With the wine, bro.
Showing your Nate and all that. Yeah, Old Gold and some Easy Water. You know what I mean? That's a 3-hour session.
Wow.
I'm talking about, it was like a studio on First Street.
For real.
My mother was playing Blue Magic, and my mother was playing Bruce Springsteen, and
yes,
she was playing Tears for Fears. My father was playing not only those 70s groups, my father's a DJ, so he was
he
was
digging
playing
the
the
crates.
club music. And then I go to school, and my music teachers who would always gravitate toward me because they saw I had something.
Right.
So that's chorus and those kinds of things were really influential in my life, and they would expose me to Broadway classical and, you know, show tunes and standards, and I kind of was a different kind of kid, so I watched a lot of musicals.
So you really never got a chance to get stuck on a genre for real.
Nah, because my family, like my mother, my friends used to come over my house, and I'm like, you gotta hear this song, y'all. You gotta hear this song. Now we coming from a cipher. We just was rapping. You gotta hear this song. Then I put it on, and it's they call it that Jersey vibe. And I'm like, do you hear that?
You see what I'm saying? Do you hear what she's singing?
And my dog friend used to be like,
that's a bell to a bay,
okay,
right?
girl. Okay, girl. And I come and put on like Chuck Berry, something I discovered in my mother's records. So what I put like listen to what he's saying. My friend's like, yo, you crazy.
Listen, he'll tell you, one of my favorite shows ever was Night Court.
Oh,
So
like
Judge
Night
Stone used to love the jazz singer Mel Torme.
I love Mel Torme.
Bro, I love them.
Nah.
They been killing me my whole life. I start singing like it. You know, I
I'm
love
talking about,
that.
listen, for real.
Man,
like this
I'm
is
not even playing.
Even a
Like,
joke.
I like,
Mel
I
Torme.
listen to Tony
35
Bennett.
years
I go back
Yes, I
there,
love
all
Tony
that.
Bennett.
Come on, man.
Yes.
Did you hear the song he did with Lady Gaga? It was pretty dope.
Yes,
too.
I did.
Woo.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I go
And-
crazy. I
and
I
Tony
like all
Bennett.
kind of music.
Didn't Tony Bennett do a song with
Amy Winehouse,
Amy
right?
Winehouse?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at Miss Business knowing a little musicality.
Mhm.
Bruh, I'm just saying, bro. My catalog is a little heavy. You know what I mean? I ain't want to put it out there, though.
Okay, look. We got Flora Cruz one more time with all these interesting questions. And I think it come at an opportune time where we, kind of wrapping up here. Miss Gail Campbell, what advice would you give to an artist who's just coming out?
I always say, as an artist, the advice I would give is, you know you better than anybody. I'm not saying be hard-headed. I'm not saying, listen to what people have to say, but ultimately, you know you. And you have to do you. I don't care what is popping, what's hot out there. You have to do you, because nobody can do you better than you do you. And you just really have to believe in yourself. And if God made you different, it's because he wanted you to be. And if God made your voice different, it's because he wanted it to be. So, like, the only advice I would give anybody coming out is don't try to follow the crowd. Just be really, really who you are, and don't let any producer, any record company, or any friends, and I'm sure that all of these people probably mean well and they want you to succeed, but you know you. And you can't be afraid to do you, because you really are good enough. I had to believe that I was good enough, because the vision and stuff that I had in my mind didn't look like anything that I saw. So in my younger years, I just thought that maybe I can't sing. Maybe I'm not dope, because the things that people like don't sound like what I want to do.
Right.
But so that's why I had to get out of my head and do what I wanted to do, what me and Ip wanted to do. And surprisingly, people loved it. Might just surprise you. You'll be surprised at who will rock with you if you just do you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. And I also want to add, I understand the business of music. You know what I mean? Because you can do you, and you know what I mean? That's the beauty of it. But it's still a business too. Mm-hmm. And some people don't understand the business aspect of it, where that pen where that pen can have you doing stuff for free and you don't even know it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I will encourage people
Watch
to at
your
least
business.
have some business. Huh?
No, I was just saying, watch your business. Yep.
Yeah, at least watch your business. You know what I mean? Because for the love is good, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's
Right.
still a business.
That's
And,
true.
you know,
That's
I just
true.
don't believe in people going to the studio for free. You know what I mean? That's just a personal thing with me. Like, I always tell any artist that we ever dealt with, before you put your lips to a mic, make sure the business is right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's just me. You know what I mean? I'm just a businessman. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, he always doing that shit. I don't want to talk about
Damn right,
I don't
bro.
want
To
to talk
the
about no
end.
damn
To the end.
business. Get them numbers right. Get them numbers right.
Yeah, I want the numbers now. It's all about numbers.
Yo, we act silly up here. My bad. But listen, I want to thank this week's guest, Miss Gail Campbell.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me, you got a website
Yeah.
where they can find your material, or where can they find you at?
You can find my album on all the major music outlets, all of them. Almost all of them. And if you want to follow me or find me, you can do that on Instagram at Gail_Campbell01. That's GAIL. Facebook, Gail Campbell. Twitter, Bloody Waters GC. Yeah. If you want to find me, that's where you will find me.
Come on, man.
You have a YouTube, right?
I do have a YouTube, Gail Campbell.
That's right. Get them all out there.
Yeah.
See, Mr. Business be on point. I don't
Yes.
even mess with none of that.
Yes.
But look, man, we really enjoy having you up here.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
We want to congratulate you on what you've done so far,
Thank you.
and want to wish you much success on
Thank
what's
you.
coming up. What date? In March 27th, look out for the project with
Sarah
Miss Sarah Vaughan.
Vaughan.
2 queens from Newark representing,
Yes.
putting it together. We appreciate that. And again,
And the second album is dropping April 12th, you said?
No.
I'm throwing out dates.
It won't be in April.
He tricky,
I don't
you gotta
know.
watch
I don't
him.
know when the next album dropping, but we working on it. That I can tell you. We're working on it, and
Good.
it's so far it's sounding real good.
good.
Okay.
All right. Well, this week I definitely want to wish you an early one, Mr. Business. A little recovery. He got a procedure. He had to quarantine until he get the procedure done. So that's why he is not in the studio today.
All right.
Get that done, my brother.
The beauty of technology. You can be the beauty of technology. You can still you can still be. You don't have to call out no more.
That reminds me of Eddie Griffin when he be like, "Yo, Alexander Graham Bell must have been coked out. You see, he's doing about $1 grand." He said, "Man, I want to talk to somebody who ain't even here." On that note,
that's
y'all
a
talk
lot.
to us next Sunday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'm Mr. Social.
I'll be Mr. Business.
This Duality Podcast, y'all. Peace.
Peace.